Good morning, Service Alliance community. Happy Friday. How you doing, Guest Bear?
Living the dream.
Living the dream every day.
Every day. 110 to 115 degrees is the feel-like temperature right now.
Oh, wow. Wow. You can have it.
It's the humidity that's rough.
Your humidity down there. Well, EJ was on with us. I don't know where he went. He just disappeared. So maybe he'll be back. But we're here. My first ever Freestyle Friday. I have never been on Freestyle Friday before that I can remember any.
Mike, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to anybody else that's out there and wish me happy birthday. I really appreciate it. Oh, someone's maybe coming back in.
Here he is.
EJ's a little slow today. You're going to have to bear with him. So, how's everybody doing today on Friday?
Doing great. Excited for the day. Week? Good week. Good work week. It started picking up again. It's slow right before school for us. We started, kids went back to school yesterday here in our county. So it's just a little bit slow. And hopefully it'll be picking up in the next couple of weeks. This is a yearly event, so I'm not panicking yet.
All right. EJ, you're back. Oh, he's froze.
He was just getting into the office. He just turned on that computer.
Yeah, he's having some connection issues, it looks like. So, but hey, we'll keep his frozen face up there as long as it'll let us. So we'll see what happens.
At least it's a good one. He's got a half smile there.
Let's see. You know what? My birthday was yesterday, but Kurt Benfield, how you doing? Happy birthday, Kurt. Kurt's birthday's today. He's told me that yesterday when he told me happy birthday.
It's also my son Brian's birthday today.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. 21.
August is a great month. Oh, my youngest daughter turns 21 next month. Ooh, fun stuff. Morning, Adam. Iggy 6, got Jeremy in the house. How you doing? Says he's with you, G.
Yeah, he's in Texas. It's hot.
Yeah. Adam said that's why he lives in Wisconsin. So
Adam, I miss our talks. We need to talk soon.
Kurt said, "Happy birthday to Brian."
We got bass players in the house. Go, Kurt. Fellow bass player.
I got to keep changing this layout back and forth. Sorry, everybody. EJ's bouncing back and forth, and adding that third person kind of shifts the layout. So what have you had that's been exciting this week?
It's been slow this week. I'm trying to get my business in order this week because it's been ups and downs. So a lot of waiting to go to a call.
Yeah.
You try to accommodate the customer. So if only one call comes in and they have to do after 2 p.m., you try to make the best of the day as working on the business before working in the business. So
right.
I'm trying. I'm a work in progress. You guys know that.
It should be easy. It should only be a couple hours worth of work, right?
Yep.
To like get everything all straightened out in the business.
Oh, of course.
I wish.
Highlight of my week was meeting with the book club this week. So I got to see everyone again. I've been traveling, so I haven't gotten to be a part of it for a few weeks. So it was good to see everyone again.
I know. This week I was kind of thinking about all the different things with my business, like all the things I got to straighten out and just like get shored up, things that I've neglected and all that. So it's, I was like starting to make this list, and I was like, holy crap, there's just so much that I didn't even realize once you start really thinking about it, and I started writing it all down, and I'm like, man, this is overwhelming. Like and then I start making crap up, just to have, I'm like, oh, I should do this. I should do this. I didn't think about that. I should, this list isn't long enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, man.
Ginny recommended the Todoist app, and it feels good when you get to check things off, but the list just keeps getting longer and longer.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a long, long time ago. You start making a task list of any kind. You start with the easiest things first that you can just knock out. Just knock them all out and get them off your plate, because then you feel a sense of accomplishment, and that list rapidly grows shorter, and it's not as overwhelming. And then by the time you get to the real meat and potato stuff, at least it's not like as cumbersome,
right?
As minimally cumbersome as possible. Anyway, sometimes you can't get around it, but at least you can knock off those little quick things. I watched many years ago, and I applied this to my business, like doing what I just said. I watched a video where Minnesota Fats, famous pool player, pool hustler, and he was with playing pool with Waylon Jennings, and Waylon Jennings asked him, like, well, how do you choose which balls to pick after you break the balls? He's like, which ones do you choose to knock in, because you're so good you can knock all of them in? And he says, knock in the easiest ones first, and then there won't be any hard ones. And I was like, wow, like, you clear the field of all the easy ones, and then you can maneuver around the harder ones anywhere you want to get those taken care of. And you got the freedom to do it. So I'm like, wow, that really stuck with me. So I went ahead and just applied that to business, and it works.
Yeah, that's like the Dave Ramsey technique of the dead snowball. You start with the least amount, and you go down to get to the biggest amount that you owe. Right. I guess it's the same principle.
Yeah, same exact principle. But like, I think this video was before Dave Ramsey's, so
it's old.
it very old video. I rented it on VHS God, it must have been 30 years ago.
Blockbuster?
I think it was Blockbuster, honestly, back when they actually had stores. Let's see. EJ, he's bouncing back in, bouncing back out. So what do you guys want to talk about this morning? What's on your minds? It's Freestyle Friday, where you get to choose what we talk about.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back.
I don't know. What's up, EJ?
Can you hear me finally?
Yes.
I can.
Man, don't try new stuff right at the time you're supposed to start the grind.
What'd you get, a new camera or a new computer?
New location.
Ah.
I usually don't wake up early enough to make it to my office, so I have to do it from my truck. And I barely made it here to do it from my office. And here I am.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to connect as soon as I got in the room.
Oh, now you got an echo. Now you're joining twice. Now we're going to get two EJs. Now you're joining BJs.
And we lost him.
He's there. He's just behind the scenes and
Okay.
not really working out for him this morning. I think he's got a bad connection on his phone, maybe. Sorry about this, guys. But send us some comments. What do you want to talk about today?
You're back.
Good.
It's Freestyle Friday. We got our first question. What do you do after breakfast?
What's breakfast?
Which breakfast? Is there more than one? Good morning, Rob.
Rob Gabbard from Northern Kentucky. Welcome. What do I do after breakfast? Well, I go to work. I usually start my calls after lunch, though. You know, we all do 6 calls a day, but I start mine around 1 o'clock.
You can just get them done in a couple hours.
I'm usually home around 6. But that's me. Hey, look, you guys.
So what have you had happen to you this week that was exciting, EJ? Anything exciting happen this week?
I sold my first Sub-Zero sealed system. So
yeah,
I'm pretty high right now.
You should quit breathing that stuff in. Then that wouldn't happen to you.
Yeah, Jeremy says it's a result of working on the business instead of in it. It's actually a result of trying to do both. So you got to work 2 full work days. So like I'll work not full work days, but I'll work a 5-hour work day at the office, and then I go to the field and do a 5-hour work day out there. So I couldn't hear anything that you guys were saying. I see. Does everybody?
You're just BSing.
It's Mike Carson's birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, we already went through all that. Today's Kurt Benfield's birthday. We said happy birthday to him.
Brother B is in the house.
All right.
Yeah. What's up, Brother B?
B?
Your Spare's son?
If you don't know.
It's his 21st birthday.
It's Brian's birthday today. He's 21.
So if you don't know about Brother B and the TMM Appliance Network, you need to check them out. I think we got a banner. We can give them a little plug here for checking in with us right here. So they do appliance repair training, everything from the basics to getting into appliance repair to the high-tech electrical troubleshooting and hands-on sealed system. So if you're looking for any specialized training where you get your hands dirty, check out TMM Academics for all your appliance repair training needs. Thanks for tuning in, Brother B.
What's cool about their classes, as EJ and I both took it last summer, I think it's about a year ago. There's two instructors. There's Brother B, which is Brandon, and Professor Rick. You get the hands-on in the field from B, and you get the technical end from Rick, and the combination of the two really helps you to understand how you're going to use this in the real world, and you'll have the technical knowledge to back it up. So just a shout out to them. I really like their class.
Absolutely. And we had TK and Mr. Ford had Brother Rick on just about a week or so ago. What's going on from Lake Erie? He says, is anyone doing component level repair on appliance circuit boards? There we go. What about you, Gasper?
No, not me.
Not you? Ain't any repairs
Not me either.
on? Yeah, we figured you weren't, Mike. I've been doing them, okay, but not as much as we should. So there's a few repairs that I'm comfortable with, but let me shout out somebody on that.
In the meantime, good morning, Soul.
Morning, Saul. Show and tell. Show and tell's cool.
I got this kit.
The kit
from Ben Schlichter. You guys know Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in our group.
He's kind of famous too. So he put together these kits. I don't know if you can see, but it's got a bunch of different relays and capacitors. Let me find my camera. So if you learn how to test the components and this kit, because everybody is always wondering, well, where do I get the stuff and how do I know how to test it and whatnot? So he made a kit himself, ordered all the parts and put it all together. So all you
Can't hear you, EJ. We're losing you. So, Brother B, you doing component level repair all day. Do you teach that in your class? EJ's flashing stuff around that we don't have any concept about. EJ,
we can't hear you. We can't hear you, EJ.
Turn your audio settings off. Like see if you can play with your audio settings, and then it'll maybe reset for you. All right. Saul says the AC broke down and it's hot like a mother-in-law's tongue. I've never heard that one before. That's pretty good. Rob says I had an LG that needed a simple relay replacement, but I turned it down because of that coating they put on the board. I can't speak to that.
No, neither can I.
Yeah. The coating they put on the board. I'm taking it you're talking about that plasticky, waxy coating. The protective film coating that they put on it. On some of them. But I can't speak to that. Maybe EJ can when he comes back. You don't do any board repairs, Gaspar? Just
No.
replacement?
Right now, just replacement, but it's looking like a lot of boards are becoming no longer available very, very quickly now. So it's probably something I'm going to have to learn, because instead of replacing, let's say, a board that would be $200 or $300, people have to get a new machine if you can't replace the board. So I'm going to have to learn how to do that. So just add it to the list, to the to-do list, learn something else. So,
well, I mean, it's no different than, if you don't know how to work on sealed systems, you should learn.
Yep.
There's options out there that you can learn. There's options out there where you can actually, go learn how to repair a board, to get someone by, and I think obviously your biggest problem with probably repairing a board, in my opinion, I used to do it in the automotive sector, never with appliances, but obviously there's a choice that you got to make to know whether, if this board isn't available, you're forced to do something there. That's one thing. But when do you replace a board versus, doing a repair because something made that board go bad?
right.
So I'd almost rather replace a board all day long than to repair one, depending on what it is. But in my opinion, if something on the board needs to be repaired, I'd opt to replace it most every time. But that's me. EJ, can you hear us and talk now?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
No?
Yes,
You can.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, this is fun. Well, it's like so I was saying, some people that alternate soil, sometimes you can, you can't get board, or sometimes in order to make the sale and help the customer, you need to find a cheaper option. I'll tell you, me on the board of a repair is you saw my kit's here in the shop, in my office. So having it with me and the confidence to get right there, mobile, and use it right on. Now I've done it times with them. There's a dryer control board that blows out the back end of the relay. I've done that a handful of times right there at the customer's house. But there is all for it. See, Rob says, in my opinion, the only time a board should be repaired is when you can do it in the field. If a return trip is required, I make close to the same money with a part markup. And that's what most people end up doing, me included.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
One thing you can do is sell them a replacement board and then fix that one on your own time. And then you could next time sell a repaired board, which is the same thing as doing it in the field, but you have it. But you should disclose that. Let's see. Do we have any other questions for today?
Rob said Mike Carlson has some good YouTube videos on it, but it's a lot of extra work to remove the conformal coating.
Yeah.
Which is what
Brandon
said, the coating on the board is to protect it from the liquid.
Yeah. Absolutely. You see it more on the washers. Samsung and LG have a thick coating. You got to kind of get through it, but Adam says he's always replaced them. You've had 2 that have been discontinued this week, and he's sending them in for repair. That's a good question. That's a good comment. Who do you send your boards in for repair if you do? I've been using Circuit Board Medics. Done probably 4 or 5 of them with them. The price is less than a replacement, and I charge the customer accordingly. And they've come through every time.
I've used them also. I've only good experiences with them, especially on double ovens.
Who you use? Yeah, the wall ovens. That seems to be the most common one for me.
Yep.
So, what's been on your mind lately, Gasper? We've been talking about thinking all week. What have you been thinking about?
I'm trying to figure out how to get out of my own way, as we all know. Just trying to get past a few things. Like I can't go to the next step until I get other things taken care of first. So I have to go and learn. Since I'm a one-man shop, I don't have to have liability, not liability insurance, the brain dead right now. Workers' comp. So I was wavered on that. So I'm learning about all of these things that I have to acquire if I'm going to start putting people on the books here. So it's a whole set of new things to learn that are out of my comfort zone. So it's just like a catch-22. I can't go here until I do this first. And then I have to do, it's just a matter of trying to put things in the right order to get to the next step. So, and it's slow right now, which means it's a good time to work on this, but then it's slow right now and worried about bringing money in to take care of life. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And for those of you that may be saying, heck, are you talking about slow time? G months in South Florida, and the summer is actually their slow time. So, and
it hasn't been slow up until the last few weeks because kids are getting ready to go back to school. They actually went back yesterday here in our county. So it happens every year. I was telling Mike at the beginning that in the next couple of weeks or so, it should start picking up again. But by the end of the September, beginning of October, is our busy season, is where it starts because all the snowbirds start coming back. And our population doubles over that time. So the phone will start ringing from like property managers that are doing walkthroughs of the properties before people come back in town. And we end up really getting busy and we'll be busy until May, June. So looking forward to it.
I'm gonna address this one real quick. Rob says, how does a one-man shop handle taking vacation time? What is vacation? I don't care if you're a 1 or 2 or 3-man show. What is vacation? You know how many years it took me to get to the point where I could take a vacation and say, you know what? I could probably take 3 or 4 days off, even though I'm gone for 2 weeks. You know, you're an entrepreneur. You can never, ever fully, honestly, just disconnect and take off from your business. And honestly, why would you want to? I mean, I would never want to be that disconnected and just be able to walk away for a week and everything's perfect. That to me, that's a pipe dream, honestly. I'll get rid of Frozen EJ there. Let's address some other comments here. What would you guys say is the best board repair meaning the one appliance that's the money maker. I heard the 36, 42, 48 fridges, big cash. What do you guys think?
I don't know what he's talking about, so I'll let EJ handle it. I'll have to ask him this afternoon. Give him a ring.
EJ's frozen again. He's bouncing back and forth. I don't. Sorry about the experience here, guys. All right, Brother B. I have a question for the brethren. My general liability went up 600%. Wow. Nothing on my doing, but Hartford Insurance said the price spike was nationwide. Who do you guys use for general liability? Yeah, I would definitely shop around.
I left Hartford because of that. I have to look it up. I have an insurance person, but I'm not sure who the carrier is. But I'll let B know who I'm using.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, have them look at your policy. That's number one. I used to work in insurance for Allstate Insurance. So I know a decent amount about this stuff. Make sure that you're looking at the policies that are apples to apples, and don't ever go with the absolute cheapest either, because you'll get shit insurance and you have no idea. From someone like myself that came from the collision industry, that's something you don't want to deal with. Is if something happens and you got to get your vehicle repaired and your insurance is crap, because I can tell you right now, it's going to cost you money out of your pocket, because they have limits, and that shop cannot do that repair for the limits that the insurance companies pay, for those crap insurance companies. And they're going to charge you the balance of what it's going to take. So definitely be careful about how you go about it when you're looking at insurance companies. The cheapest route is definitely never the best. If you got some comparable ones right in the middle and they're substantially cheaper than what you were getting raked over the coals with Hartford, then I definitely go ahead and do that. Let's see. All these insurance companies are going up. They sure are. These corporations are taking advantage of after COVID. They're scamming us hard and trying to force the small guys out of work. I don't think they're trying to force the small guys out of work, because that would be detrimental to them, right? They need your money. And the bad thing is they are taking advantage. I mean, and think about the concept of insurance. It's something that both you and the insurance company hope that you will never have to use, but you pay them every freaking month for it. I mean, what a racket that is. It is the biggest scam, in my opinion, that's ever been played out. And they force you to do it, and got the government to force you to pay for it, whether you like it or not. And they call it being responsible. I could see that to a point. However, being on the collision side end of it, and seeing what people had to deal with all these different types of insurance companies. And then when I went to work for Allstate, I saw the insurance end of it. So I got a really well-rounded play on this. And it was insane to see how much was going on with all the different insurance companies and the inner workings of everything. And how different every insurance company is. I mean, all these different insurance companies, none of them work in a standardized way. They all have their own little cues and workarounds and ways to save money. It's insane if you knew how all that stuff worked. It's such big business. I mean, the profit at Allstate back when I worked for them 10 years ago, it was upwards of like $5 billion clear. Like that's after the fact. That's like net profit in people's pockets. And I was like, that's just insane money, to be split up between investors, and shareholders. But now I'm done with my tangent.
We need to have the insurance. We have friends of ours right now who are dealing with situations that happen in customers' homes, and sure glad that we have insurance for things like that, whether it's our fault or not. At least you have something in place that doesn't take down your whole company or take your house or whatever.
No, like your general liability. That's fine. You need that protection. I believe you need protection in its basic form, right?
Yep.
General liability, 100%. I'm venting more about the automotive end of things, because the automotive side is that's where they just really stick it to you.
Yep.
Really bad. I mean, at least general liability insurance is pretty reasonable.
I have a brand new truck as of last year, so my truck is only 1 year old now.
Yeah.
Doing everything I can to keep it safe. So.
All right. EJ said, I'm just going to watch from YouTube. He gave up on us. All right. Adam says he's fighting with an insurance company from a car accident 2 years ago. It's not fun. Nope. That's why lawyers were invented, because insurance companies were invented. Florida represents 80% of all the insurance frauds in the country. Wow, I did not know that. At some point, we can't blame the insurance companies. What we need is to put a cap on the adjusters and lawyers. Absolutely. I think, lawyers are the complete opposite of what an insurance company is, and that's insurance companies are easy targets. That's why they get sued, is because they have all the money. It's not you personally that you personally would never get sued, because there's not enough there. It's the insurance companies that everybody wants to go after.
Yeah.
You're just a byproduct in the middle. Let's see. Maurice says, what I'm saying, we pour all kinds of money into it, and then something happens. Not only do you have to fight with them, but they raise your dang rates up. It's ridiculous. You're right. It is ridiculous. I don't even want to get into another rant on it. I can't stand the whole bureaucracy that's behind it, because there's so much hidden stuff back there that we don't even see. It's like insurance companies are their own government, just like any financial industry. Joe says you should have an umbrella policy as well. Absolutely. I mean, umbrella policies are great. But yeah, so didn't expect to be talking about insurance today. Control boards and insurance. That was our topic today. and EJ bouncing in and out. Bad connections.
Mike, I'm sure glad you were here, because I wouldn't have been able to handle this with EJ not here. So
well,
I'm sure glad you came in.
Because I was like, oh, they haven't started yet. I'm like, wonder if everything's all right. So that I was like, I'm up. Let me jump in, and see what's going on. So I was happy to join you. We need to get on the grinds more often together. For sure.
Really right. Appreciate you jumping in last second.
Everybody, sorry about all the technical issues today. We will see you on Monday, and you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And EJ went to have Cuban coffee. I think he went all the way to Cuba for it. Maybe that's why his connection's so bad. He's on the boat. So have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you back here on Monday.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.